Okay, good morning students. In continuation, we will see the one more important topic in SN1 reaction, enantiomers and diastereomers. What is the meaning of enantiomer and what is the meaning of diastereomer? Okay, here these are the different, we'll see. The non-superimposable mirror images. Listen first. The non-superimposable mirror images called as enantiomers. The non-superimposable non-mirror images called as diastereomers. Okay, here see the, for example, left and right hand. Okay, here both are, if you see right hand in mirror, you observe the left hand. If you see left hand in mirror, you observe the right hand. You observe the right hand. That means left and right hand both are enantiomers. That means mirror images. Mirror images. If you will keep like this, that means overlap. Then there is no overlap. Okay, here thumb will come this side, which side? Left side. This thumb will come right side. That means this we called non-superimposable. It is not impossible with each other. So we called non-superimposable. This we called non-superimposable. Okay, non-superimposable mirror images called as enantiomers. Enantiomers. And here diastereomers means one leg. Okay, here one leg, one feet and one hand. Both are having 5 fingers. But okay, not having not overlap, not mirror image. Non-superimposable, non-mirror image. Simply called as diastereomers. Okay, here I am taking one example. Simple example for enantiomers. Okay, here I am taking alanine amino acid. Alanine amino acid. This is the amino acid. Okay, here I am taking NH2 COOH HCH3. This is the alanine amino acid. It contains amine and carboxylic acid functional group. So we called, okay, here we called alanine. Here we called amino acid. That we called amino acid. And here I am writing one more amino acid with the opposite configuration. Here see. See here, in between these two, I put the one mirror. This is the mirror. What is this? This is mirror. What it indicates? Both are mirror images. Both are mirror images. Suppose, for example, if you see this first molecule, we'll observe second molecule. We'll see second molecule, we'll observe first molecule. Both are mirror images. And here, non-superimposable. You lift this one. Just lift this one and keep here. NH2 group coming this side. Here, H comes this side. That means these two are not impossible with each other. Non-superimposable mirror images is simply called as here enantiomers. Enantiomers. Okay, here what are this is the in polarimeter experiment. This shows dextro rotation. So indicate with D plus dextro, and here L minus levo. This is dextroalanine, for example. This is levoalanine. These two individual isomers we call as enantiomers. Individual isomers we call as enantiomers. Okay, here I am taking one more example. Tartaric acid. This is the familiar example in stereochemistry or in this enantiomer chemistry or in, okay, here tartaric acid. Structure of tartaric acid is COOH. Here I am writing. This is the point is carbon. Here OH, here OH, here COOH, here H, here H. Okay, here I am writing one more. OH, H, H, COOH, COOH. Here I am writing one more. See, both OH groups are present at right side, both OH groups are present at left side. Here I am writing one OH group is right side, one OH group is left side. This is also tartaric acid. Okay, here I am writing one more. Here OH group start with right side. Now I start with left side. H, COOH, here OH, here H, COOH. This is the first compound, this is the second compound, this is the third compound, this is the fourth compound. Four compounds. Here see, keep mirror here. See, first compound and second compound. First compound and second compound, both are mirror images. First and second compound, both are mirror images. And here third compound and fourth compound. Third compound and fourth compound, both are mirror images, non-superimposable. Mirror images, non-superimposable. So we called enantiomers. This is carbon. This carbon is carbon. This is another way to write the organic molecule. This we called Fischer structure of an organic molecule. Okay, in continuation I will explain all those. First and second, third and fourth, both are called enantiomers. What about the first and third, first and fourth, and here second and third, second and fourth structure? See, first and third, these are having same molecular formula. See, first carbon, first molecule and third molecule, both are having same molecular formula. But these are non-superimposable, non-mirror images. Non-superimposable, non-mirror images are called diastereomers. All these molecules, see, second and third, second and fourth, first and fourth, all those are the non-superimposable. Superimposable means not overlapping. Non-superimposable means not overlapping perfectly. Okay, here all these 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4, all these are, okay, here not overlap with each other and non-mirror images. Non-mirror images, okay, simply called as non-mirror images, non-superimposable molecules we called as diastereomers. Okay, these are different properties. Enantiomers and diastereomers are different properties, different melting points, boiling point, all those. Okay, in continuation, I want to explain racemic mixture. What is the meaning of racemic mixture? This is also one important term. We will get this term also in SN1 reaction or SN2 reaction. Okay, SN1 reaction. Okay, racemic mixture, the mixture of an equimolar ratio of dextroisomer and levoisomer, called as racemic mixture. 50% dextroisomer and 50% levoisomer mixture called as racemic mixture. Okay, here racemic mixture represent with this one. Okay, here bracket plus minus. It is the representation of racemic mixture. See, that alanine mixture, both individual we called enantiomer, both we called as, okay, here what we call racemic mixture. This both we called as racemic mixture. Or I am taking one more racemic mixture. Okay, here OH, okay, here COOH, here H, here CH3. This is lactic acid, D plus lactic acid. D plus lactic acid. Here I put the mirror and here OH, here H, COOH and CH3. This is L minus lactic acid. See, this is 50%, this is also 50%. Both are presenting 50%. That means equimolar ratio. And this rotates plane polarized light towards right side or clockwise direction. This rotates plane polarized light towards, okay, here, towards left side or anti-clockwise direction. Okay, with both mixture we called as racemic mixture. And one more thing, the preparation of racemic mixture from the individual isomer. The preparation of racemic mixture. Okay, the preparation of racemic mixture from the individual isomer we called as racemization. We called as racemization. Okay, this is also called racemic modification. This is also called racemic modification. What is the racemic modification? The preparation of racemic mixture from the individual molecule, okay, from the organic molecule by the treating with reagent. By the treating with reagent, we call racemic modification, or okay, here racemization. We called racemization. And what is the meaning of, one more term is there, what is the meaning of resolution? What is the meaning of resolution? Resolution means the separation of, okay, resolution here I am writing. Racemic mixture means, here this one racemic mixture. Okay, how do you get the racemic mixture? You add plus isomer minus isomer. What do you get? Racemic mixture. Okay, the separation of racemic mixture into individual isomers. The separation of racemic mixture into individual isomers. The separation of racemic mixture into individual isomers called as resolution. Called as resolution. Okay, what is the resolution? The separation of racemic mixture into individual isomers we called as resolution. We called as resolution. Okay, in continuation, we'll see that okay, here I am taking an example for the resolution. What is the resolution? The separation of racemic mixture into individual isomers we called as resolution. Okay, after that we'll see what is the inversion product, what is the retention product. Okay, here I am writing example for the resolution. Racemic mixture means this is the racemic mixture. Separation of racemic mixture. Okay, plus isomer and minus isomer. Separation of racemic mixture is called as a resolution. Here I am writing plus minus lactic acid. Okay, just heat separates plus lactic acid and minus lactic acid. This we called as resolution. Yes, now? Then in continuation, we will see the one more topic, what we call inversion product. What is the meaning of inversion product? Okay, here I am taking one molecule. Okay, here we have the chlorine. This we called as alkyl halide. Okay, if it reacts with OH minus, remember, okay, this chlorine is called leaving group. Here chlorine is called leaving group. When it reacts with OH minus ion, leaving group, this chlorine removed from the right side of the molecule will get left side product. Okay, attacking reagent attacking reagent means OH minus ion. This attacking reagent attack from backside of the carbon, and OH group, Cl group relieved from right side. That configuration product we called as inversion product. The reagent and product both are having opposite configuration. Opposite configuration means here chlorine is presented right side, here OH is presented left side. This we call as opposite configuration. This opposite configuration, okay, this product is called as retention product. This retention product is explained by Walden, such type it is called Walden, okay, inversion product. Walden inversion product. Then in continuation, retention product. What is the meaning of retention product? Here I am writing Cl. Okay, it is reacts with OH minus. Here we get say OH. That means leaving group released from right side, attacking from right side. Such type of products we called as retention product. This we called as retention product. Retention product. These are the important terms, okay, which are used in SN1 and SN2 reaction. Then we'll move into the SN1 reaction. After that, okay, SN2 reaction. We'll see what is the SN1 reaction, what is the SN2 reaction. This is the important question for second PUC actually. Okay, sometimes NEET level, in most of the time, not sometimes. So most of the times they ask what is this. These are the important terms. Okay, next we'll enter into the SN1 reaction. One means unique molecular, nucleophilic substitution reactions. Unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions. We'll see why we call unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions. Before seeing the unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions, okay, here see important points in this unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. This mainly observed in tertiary alkyl halide. Mainly observed in tertiary alkyl halide. Okay, here if you use chiral tertiary alkyl halide, we'll get the product as a racemic mixture. Okay, if you take a chiral tertiary alkyl halide, we get the retention product. Okay, this is the first point. Second point, this reaction proceeds through tertiary stable carbocation. This reaction proceeds through tertiary stable carbocation. Okay, here we will see the reactivity of SN1 reaction of different alkyl halide. Tertiary alkyl halide is more reactive. Okay, this is proceeds through tertiary carbocation. That's why tertiary carbocation is more stable. So more reactive towards the tertiary alkyl halides are more reactive towards the SN1 reaction. Okay, next secondary alkyl halides. Then primary alkyl halides. Okay, finally methyl chloride. Okay, here rate of reaction. Okay, here I will explain rate of the reaction. Directly proportional to the concentration. Concentration also indicate with square brackets. Concentration of, okay, here reactants. Reactants is nothing but alkyl halide. Which alkyl halide? Tertiary alkyl halide. Okay, depends on only concentration. Concentration indicated with the square bracket. What is the rate of the reaction? Okay, rate of the reaction means the completion of the reaction within the time we call as rate of the reaction. Okay, when, okay, here reactants products. Okay, we are heating, suppose for example, what happened? Okay, here the concentration of reactant decreases by the changing the time. By the changing the time, we call as rate of the reaction. Or the concentration, when we are heating, the concentration of product will be increases. Okay, here also one more definition is there. Okay, here the increasing the concentration of the products by the changing the time. By the changing the time, we call as rate of the reaction. The decreasing the concentration of products, the decreasing the concentration of reactants, or the increasing the concentration of the products by changing time, we called as rate of the reaction. Called as rate of the reaction. Here, rate of the reaction, okay, directly proportional to the reactant, that means tertiary alkyl halide. Concentration of tertiary alkyl halide. Here I am taking one more. The polar solvents are mainly suitable for. Polar solvents are suitable for this SN1 reaction. Polar solvents means water is an important polar solvent. Water, ethyl alcohol also polar solvent. Okay, these are the best example for the polar solvent. We'll see what is why water is called polar solvent. We'll see in continuation all those. Okay, here these are the important points in SN1 reaction. These are mainly observed in, okay, here tertiary alkyl halide, mainly observed in tertiary alkyl halide. Okay, if you use chiral tertiary alkyl halide, we get the racemic mixture. Achiral, we get the retention product. Okay, this is proceeds through tertiary carbocation. The reactivity, okay, here we see tertiary alkyl halide more, secondary, then primary, then methyl chloride. Rate of the reaction directly proportional to the reactants. Okay, that is tertiary alkyl halide, concentration of the tertiary alkyl halide. Here square bracket is there. Square bracket means concentration. This square bracket means concentration. Remember this. Okay, and here SN1 reaction suitable for the okay, here polar solvent. And one more thing, I called unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. What is the meaning of uni? Here rate of the reaction depends on only concentration of alkyl halide. Only one term. Depends on only one term. That's why this is called unimolecular. If it depends on two terms, bimolecular. If it depends on three terms, trimolecular. Okay, if it depends on one, we called as unimolecular. It depends on two, bimolecular. Depends on three, trimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, we'll see reaction. After that, we'll see the mechanism for this SN1 reaction. Remember these points. Okay, here I am taking one best example for the SN1 reaction. Alkaline hydrolysis. Alkaline means base. What is the meaning of alkaline? Base. Alkaline hydrolysis of tertiary chiral alkyl halides. Alkyl hydrols of tertiary chiral alkyl halides. Okay, here I am taking tertiary chiral alkyl halide. Tertiary means here R1, here R2, R3. This carbon attached to 3 different carbons. Okay, if it is attached to only one carbon atom, we call it primary. If it is attached to 2 carbon atom, we call it secondary. If it is this carbon attached to 3 carbon atom, tertiary. Tertiary carbon. Here chlorine attached to the tertiary carbon. Then we call it tertiary, and 4 different groups are there. Yes, now R1 is different, R2 is different, R3 is different, Cl is different. 4 different groups are present. Okay, here 4 different groups are present. This we call as tertiary. 4 different groups are present now. That's why we call it chiral. And here carbon and chlorine group is there, alkyl halide. Chiral, tertiary, chiral, alkyl halide. Then it is reacts with potassium hydroxide. This is called base, alkaline. Which potassium hydroxide? Aqueous potassium hydroxide. What is the meaning of aqueous potassium hydroxide? Okay, potassium hydroxide which is dissolved in water. We call as aqueous potassium hydroxide. What happens here? Okay, here potassium, its Cl loses in the form of KCl and forms OH. Here R3, R2, R1. This we call tertiary alcohol. Tertiary alcohol. Here halogen na, alkyl halide. OH group is there means what we call alcohol. Okay, we'll get this one. Along with this, here we'll get one more alcohol. Here see OH, R1, R2, R3. This is also tertiary alcohol. This is also tertiary alcohol. What is this? Both are the mirror images. Both are the mirror images. If you see this molecule, already I explained. Okay, if you see this molecule in mirror, you observe this one. If you see this molecule in mirror, you observe this one. That's why both are we called as mirror images. Both are we called as mirror images. And you lift this one and keep here. Okay, these two are non-superimposable. Non-superimposable mirror images are called enantiomers. Okay, already explained that. Okay, non-superimposable mirror images are simply called as enantiomers. And here, this formed 50%. This also formed 50%. That means 1:1 ratio. An equimolar ratio of 2 enantiomers we called as racemic mixture. We called as racemic mixture. And here I said this rotates plane polarized light towards the right side. So we called dextro D+. Okay, it rotates plane polar light towards left side. It rotates plane polar light towards left side. This one, it rotates plane polar light towards right side. Okay, if it rotates plane polar light towards right side, we call as dextroisomer. If it rotates plane polar light towards left side, we call as levoisomer. These are the dextro and levoisomers are formed, and here 50% is formed. An equimolar ratio of enantiomeric mixture we called as racemic mixture. Both are called as racemic mixture and both are individually called as enantiomers. One is dextroisomer, other one is levoisomer. This is the tertiary alcohol, that is also tertiary alcohol. Okay, see the mechanism for this reaction. Mechanism for this reaction. Okay, first one. Okay, first step 1. Potassium hydroxide dissociates. That means KOH converts into K plus and OH minus. Here nucleophile. This is nucleophile. It is called nucleophilic substitution. See, Cl minus is substituted with OH minus. Cl minus is substituted with OH minus na. That's why it is called a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, step 2. Step 2. In step 2, okay, here what we call loss of chlorine, loss of chloride ion, loss of chloride ion. See, carbon, R1, R2, R3, Cl. Okay, it loses Cl minus ion. What will get here? Will get R1, R2, R3. This is the one planar tertiary carbocation. Here C plus means carbocation. It is attached to 3 alkyl groups, so tertiary carbocation. Tertiary carbocation. This tertiary carbocation is more stable. Why it is more stable? We will see in continuation. One more concept is there. Okay, it is more constant. It is more stable. And here it is a planar carbonium ion. It is a planar carbonium ion. And here, then, okay, here I am seeing step 3. Attacking of OH minus ion. How OH minus ion attacks? Here I am taking carbon, okay, R1, R2, R3 plus. OH minus attacks. Where OH minus attacks? Once it is a planar carbonium ion, it easily rotates. That means it attacks, 2 sides are there, one is left side, one is right side. Or one is front side, one is back side. This OH minus ion attacks from front side. It also attacks from back side. Why it attacks both sides? It is a planar carbonium ion. Planar means it attacks complete. Suppose circle is there. Circle is there means if it attacks any position. Benzene is there. Benzene contains 6 carbon atoms. It is a planar structure. All positions are equal. All positions are equal in benzene. Why? Just because of planar. Here also planar carbonium ion. Here planar carbonium ion. So it attacks from front side and back side. What you will get here by the attacking of front side and back? Okay, first if it attacks from front side, carbon OH group attached to right side of the carbon. We get this. That's not first one. Okay, if it attacks from back side, carbon with OH. And here R1, R2, R3. These two are the non-superimposable mirror images. These non-superimposable mirror images, visible? Non-superimposable mirror images are called enantiomers. Enantiomers. I say this is unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Why this is called unimolecular nucleophilic substitution? When alkyl halide lose Cl minus, then only OH minus attacks. If this alkyl halide lose Cl minus within 2 minutes, OH minus attacks within 2 minutes only. If Cl minus loses within 1 hour, OH minus attacks within 1 hour. That means the completion of the reaction that we call rate of reaction depends on concentration of alkyl halide. concentration of alkyl halide. That's why it is called unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. If you use polar solvent, okay, this will easily lose the Cl minus. That's why polar solvents are mainly suitable for this SN1 reaction. This is about the SN1 reaction, unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Then in continuation we'll see the example for this unimolecular nucleophilic substitution, specific example. This is a general example. Okay, we will take the specific example and I will explain unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. After that we will move into the SN2 reaction, biomolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. This is the important for NEET point of view. This is the 3-mark question for the second PUC. Compulsory question this one. SN1, SN2 compulsory will get one question. Okay, in continuation we will see the SN2 reaction. Thank you.